It is the Riot. I'd like to talk to you about today's show, but I think I'm just going to play with my phone for a while.
Well, you can't do that. Put your phone down. We're almost done. We just need to do this.
You're right.
Let's power through the podcast intro.
Let's power through. It's a power podcast.
It is.
You guys can do this.
You will be able to feel the difference in the power.
If Nikki and I can do this, then you can absolutely do it.
In the podcast today.
I used to be like you. I had no confidence,
and now
no
you do.
energy, and now I'm driven and I'm on top of my game.
Well, in the podcast, we introduce you to Outsider Heart, which is new on RadioU as that name, but they used to be Wait for the Day, which is a band we've played on RadioU before. So they hang out with us to talk about new music and the new name.
Mm-hmm. So you got that to look forward to. You can also hear us talk about the Epic Games Store, Red Dead Redemption 2, going back to the gym, what's not coming back to Broadway, the new cake mix that's going to be all the rage.
Well, the cake mix cereal.
Oh, that's right. It's
not
cereal.
Cake mix, it's cereal.
Cake mix.
I hope we said that in there, didn't we?
We did.
Okay, good.
I mean,
because talk about forgetting one of the major details.
We talked about something that happened at Taco Bell, Disney Springs, and how you dude bros aren't wearing your masks.
This is a complete show for you.
Yeah. Well, seriously, real talk. I hope you guys have a great time.
We hope you enjoy listening to it. As always, feel free to text to say hello, 877-2-RADIO-U. Just use your phone to text that, and then let us know your name, where you're listening to the podcast from, and that's your podcast listener. Or if it's easier on Facebook, if you find us at RadioU Riot, you can like the page there and message us too.
All right. Anything else?
Enjoy the fantastic, wonderful weekend.
Oh, it's going to be...
Because we know it'll be good.
Incredible. It's the Riot.
Wow, not only are you already awake, but you're listening to The Riot? Your day is off to a pretty rough start. The Riot on Radio U.
So you see something in the news or maybe you read a book and go, man, that's just insane. I just can't believe that. I can't. Yeah, it might be made up.
Actually, it's probably made up.
I'm blown away by this. I mean, I shouldn't be, but just for somebody to come clean about it is amazing. His name is Stéphane Bourgeois. He is French. He's 67 years old. He has authored around 40 books on crime. And his tale is that he has studied and interviewed all of these. How many does he say that he says he's interviewed over 70 serial killers and that his wife was killed by one.
Oh, wow.
It's all made up.
The whole thing?
Yep.
His whole,
all
storyline
of it. His whole
of it?
shtick. Yep.
His
all
whole
of
life
it.
thing?
He hasn't interviewed any of these people, and he's never been married. His wife, no murdered wife. The story that he tells about his wife, he based on a woman he met in a bar.
Oh, my gosh.
For real.
Wow. So his whole, this is why he probably got to be an author, because of his story.
Yep. So he said that he had FBI training, that he interviewed Charles Manson, and that he played professional soccer at a certain age.
Does it say how he got caught or why someone was looking into it?
Think about Reddit or 4chan or whatever. Somebody somewhere, a forum there, they started checking him out, and they're like, this guy's a liar.
Story
he hasn't
unraveled.
done these things. Yeah. And so it's crazy. So he says that, I don't know, you could read his whole story if you want to, but basically the whole thing is a lie.
It's really hard. It makes it hard to believe everybody else who might really, truly have a story.
I guess it does. I feel like it's one of those things that you almost have to take everything you see on TV and the internet with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
There have been so many times that you'll read something and think, oh, I wish my life was like that, or what an incredible story or whatever. Man, people will just lie, and they don't have to back it up at all.
But then it's hard because then everybody's like, why are you always doubting people? Why can't you just trust people? But then you find out it's not true.
I don't know.
Oh, even he didn't have a wife. He didn't have any of that story? Gosh.
No, that is all made up.
Well, he is an author, so... That's happened quite a lot to some pretty famous authors, so this is not the first time.
He's used to making stuff up.
Yeah, they're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
All right, well.
I'm not going to say who, but there is a famous actress that had a couple of things that happened, and I was like, yeah, do you think that's real or do you think that's staged? And someone who used to work here got so mad at me for insinuating that
it would be staged.
That it would be staged. Now, I mean, think about it for just a minute. Here's someone whose entire job is to pretend to put their body in certain positions. And I'm talking think about it. Their face, their hands, or whatever, to convince you of something. Why wouldn't they take that skill and put it in the meta game? Right? Oh, that's ridiculous. Yeah.
Is
Sure is.
I don't think it is.
Not so much.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Man, yesterday, one little corner of the internet blew up.
For what?
Blew up.
Ba-boom.
Yes.
Where's your boom noise?
That's a good question, Nikki. And
we want to recreate. That's what it felt like.
I'm sorry. That part of the internet was so blown up that it didn't even have the bandwidth to spare to make that noise. So yesterday, it's called the Epic Games Store. It's an online games retailer.
Yeah.
They're the people. We actually talked about that company on the show yesterday. They're the ones that make the Unreal Engine 5. That if you like video games, there was a big stink about that yesterday because they showed off their new graphics technology that's going to come to the PlayStation 5. And everyone was like, what?
Just showing you how much detail you would see on the video game for the new ones.
So they own the Epic Games Store, and these are the people that make Fortnite. If you play Fortnite on the PC, this is the only place that you can get it. The only place. It's the only place that you can sign in and play. Mm-hmm. Well, yesterday, they started a game sale that lasts a couple of weeks. During this sale, they are giving away free copies of Grand Theft Auto 5. You just have to go, click it, and claim it, whatever. It shut down their store.
Because of so many people trying to download it?
So many people just trying to claim it.
Ah.
It went nuts. And the launcher wouldn't work. So that also meant that lots of people got shut out of Fortnite yesterday.
Oh, because of Grand Theft Auto.
Lots of people. I mean, it was insane. They were down for almost 8 hours.
And you're like, oh, what's the big deal? Even 8 minutes would have caused a scandal, let alone 8 hours.
8 hours.
Ow.
From people just like, I want it. I'll take
it. But you can't get it.
So, I mean, the funny thing about it is, of course, it's the internet and we're people. So we want it now, right now. Oh, it's going to be free for like a week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like you had.
Well, I bet people
there's plenty
wanted
of time, but everybody's like, go now.
They wanted to make sure and then grab it if, it's Friday. Got it for the weekend.
I actually thought I ended up claiming mine because I was just like, hey, man, they put out a free game almost every week and I claim it every week. I don't think I've played one
of the free games.
I mean, and I'm not just saying that. I don't think I've played one of them.
But you have them.
But I definitely have them.
So which one is, for that Grand Theft Auto, which one is that? Like the most recent or a couple behind?
No, it's the most recent. It's the one that's in like fake LA. Yeah, it's like fake Hollywood kind of thing. So
if you were trying, if not, you can, but good luck.
And
I'm sure it's cleared out a bit by
now.
now.
How do they give that away? Dude, nobody plays the game. Everybody plays the online part of that game. And they make, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the amount of money that they make on the online version of that game or the online part of that game is insane.
Still?
Oh, no.
Still makes money?
That game is 5, 6, 7 years old. Like, that is an old game.
So you think Epic's being so generous to give it to you for free, and you're like, well, actually, they're just reeling you in to spend money on stuff on the online.
As I understand, like I know
brings in a lot.
I know people that play the online, they've never touched the campaign and they spend money on it every month. It's crazy.
It's in your budget.
It's not in mine.
Well, I just mean it's in their budget.
It is in theirs.
Maybe the riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the riot on Radio U.
So yesterday, the great state of Ohio, which is part of the Radio U broadcast family, made some announcements about opening some things up.
Yeah.
In fact, they announced they're opening up all kinds of stuff, including pools.
Yeah, but it depends on your local pool. I think most local ones are still closing.
So then what does that mean?
Well, they just I don't
Well,
know.
it's like there's one pool in northeastern Ohio that's open, and they're like, all right, look, pools are open.
Maybe, but I think like community pools might still stay closed for certain areas in certain states because of funding and safety and all that stuff. So it is what it is.
Campgrounds in Ohio are going to open.
Mm-hmm.
And Nikki,
I forgot those were closed.
I knew that because I've been getting pretty bored on the weekends. And I don't mean bored like the kind of bored that is not like, you look at all these toys you have to play with. It's like, man, I just need to go somewhere else.
You needed a change of scenery?
I need a change of scenery. I'll take anything. And I was like, what about camping? And it's like, nope.
Oh, so those are closed. So like
Can't go camping.
Can't do the little spots and do all the fun stuff.
Unless you could find like a private something. But there's that. And then they also announced that gyms are going to be open. I believe it's May 24th.
26th, maybe? 24th?
I don't know. There's a list. Like somewhere between May 21st and May 30th, all of the things we've mentioned and a few other things are opening up. So you just grab a list and take a look at it. But I just want to know, Nikki, are you going to go into the gym and cancel?
Do I have to go in to cancel? Or?
Oh, not you. You've got to go in. I probably have to go with you.
I need a backup.
To testify that you're of able body and sound mind.
No, see, I
think
you
cancel.
I think they would have to legally provide a way for you to cancel without going in.
They would legally have to?
I feel like they do. Because then if you go in, if you say, hey, maybe you still have people that are very susceptible like around you and you don't feel comfortable going out and jumping back into the gym and all this stuff, they have to provide a way for you to cancel without going in, because you don't want to.
You keep using words like have to
well,
and
they
legally.
Should.
That's okay.
Anyways.
Ooh, right there. Now we're on a better word. Now we're on a word that fits the circumstances just a little bit better.
I feel like if they don't provide a way, you could really come after them for their choice during that. But I don't know. I'm still going back and forth because our gym is pretty inexpensive.
It is.
So if you keep it, there's other things I waste more money on.
Yep.
And if I happen to go back a couple of times, I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm just like, I don't know.
Is it worth it, or do you just keep going?
I do want to go back to the gym, and I've all but settled on changing gyms anyway.
Yeah.
But our gym is so cheap that I'm just like, well, even if you used it a couple times a month, like you could keep it. It wouldn't matter that much. That must be their whole business model. They're like, we're so cheap, people are too lazy to cancel.
I don't know. Does anybody else feel comfortable? Like if they say, all right, the 26th, you can go back in the gym. Are you guys going to go then that day or wait a little bit?
You should text us. I would like to know how people are feeling about it. Are you going to go back to the gym, or would you if it opened in a week?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel comfortable enough to go do that? I'll have to admit, I don't feel like I've been in the category of being afraid of the coronavirus. And it's just been like, I know it's serious, but it hasn't been something that I think that I've been super afraid of. But now that things are starting to open back up, all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, wait.
You're a little, cautious.
I am way more aware and cautious than I would have ever thought I was.
It's not even that, though, so much for the gym. I'm also just like, do I want to go work out with it being whatever they end up doing to make it safer?
The hassle.
Is it as fun of an experience, or is it just better to go outside and run or stay at home and work out? Or not work out at all?
A lot of people taking that last option.
I think that's the biggest one.
You thought they were bad live? Well, just wait until you hear this. The Worst of the Riot podcast with Obadiah and Nikki.
Want to say hi to Aaron and Randall and DJ and Keith, all sounding off this morning. DJ, I think DJ has kind of, I'm sorry to say, nailed how I feel probably the most. Don't want to go to the gym. It's the easiest place to catch anything.
Also says hello couch, so staying on the couch.
I mean, I got a decent couch.
I appreciate Keith as well. No, hasn't been to the gym in quite some time, and I was like, now then you don't have to start. This is not the time for you to get back into the gym.
Yeah, but you know what? I sincerely miss it.
I know you do.
Even my physical health for sure. Like I have gained weight, and I know it's the lack of discipline. Like the gym is kind of a keystone habit for me. And
it feels like the gym was more just that's what got you out of your what is it when your schedule, like your body clock and stuff.
Yes.
Like you really need it.
Yeah, it really has. And so I don't know. Like I have had, man, I'm telling you, staying disciplined to work out at home, I just don't do well with it. Like I'm working on it. I'm trying, and see already what losers try. Winners do.
Winners do.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, is that on a shirt or what?
It's on the wall in my home gym. But like, you know what I'm saying, right?
No,
like
we get it.
It's tough. And so getting to the gym was the way that mentally I could disconnect from my regular life, and I would go in there, and I don't know. It was just good. And as much as I want to go back, I don't know. Like, man, I go to the gym and like, you get a cold and you get this, and people go to the gym sick.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's so many times I'm in the gym and I'm like, you should not be here.
Yeah, but maybe it'll be different now. That was optimistic. It's
Nikki, like, it's your word choice today that's really sticking out to me. This time it was maybe. Maybe is the word that really stuck out to me.
Well, Jake texted that I'd go to the gym if it was a black plague right now. As long as it was open, maybe it's because I've just gotten so fat. So, Jake, I see the quarantine time has done well for you.
Hey, bro, fist bump. I feel it.
We would give the Riot flowers to show our appreciation, but Obadiah's probably allergic. What isn't he allergic to? This is the Riot on Radio U.
Okay, Nikki, so Broadway is closed until Labor Day.
Yeah.
So all the Broadway plays and everything in New York City, no Broadway till Labor Day. I'm running on that slogan. No.
Sound like one.
It does, doesn't it? But the first show to be canceled as a result has just been announced.
So, like, it's not coming back.
It's not coming back. So just forget about it.
What show is it?
Frozen.
Oh, the musical?
On Broadway.
I wonder how that one was doing.
I don't know.
Meaning, like, if it had enough, I would have thought it would have stuck around, but maybe it was a newer one.
You would think. And besides, like, Frozen is, it's Frozen.
Maybe this is a case of
$1 bajillion, blah, 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 whatever.
No, this could be if they cancel it, then they get insurance and then they can fire people and then probably bring it back a year or so down the road.
I guess.
But they're not like paying to just wait and see.
So Frozen has done okay for them on Broadway, but it has not been one of their big, huge, successful Broadway hits. Of course, the film has done gangbusters, and then Frozen 2 now on Disney Plus. But
I bet you they're doing it anyways because then they want to do Frozen 2 on Broadway. Maybe that's the way to clear that out.
Oh my gosh, I don't like what you just said.
Why?
You might because it makes perfect sense. That's why I don't like it.
They're like, okay, they will just come back with Frozen 2.
Well, I don't know if that's true. They say, okay, not officially, but unofficially, people think that maybe it just wasn't doing as well.
Sure.
So why
the cost was too much?
Why spend the money on it? But yeah, they are citing coronavirus as the reason why it's not coming back.
Not really huge on going to Broadway shows, so. This doesn't make us sad because we weren't going all the time to experience it. I do enjoy Broadway. And don't hate me for saying this. It's just so expensive to go. I mean, this from the guy that will spend $60 on a video game he won't play, but $80 on a ticket to a Broadway show he'll love. For a magical experience. That's just too far. No, they are expensive. Some of them are way more than that. Yeah, some of them are way more than that. And I do get to a point where I'm like, man, if I'm already in the back in the nosebleeds, in a lot of cases, I would rather just watch, and this is not always true, but a lot of the filmed presentations are excellent. I know it's not the same. I know. But it's close enough for a lot of them. Sometimes, yeah. But Frozen is the first. Like, of all the ones you would think would be first, you wouldn't think that one, but it is the first one on Broadway to cancel, citing the coronavirus.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You know the drill. Nikki and I are here holding it down. And I love the fact that we can kick off into the weekend with a chance for you to, well, they're not new, but they're going as a new name now. But the guys in Wait for the Day are now Outsider Heart, and they're joining us now. Are we allowed to ask you guys why you changed your name?
Yeah, of course. Totally.
Okay, so why did you change your name?
the question was just if we were allowed to, but he doesn't need to know.
The one that we prepared for.
Yeah, we were like, oh crap, they're gonna ask us about this.
All right, would you like to?
Sure. Yeah. So, basically, with Wait for the Day, we so as you notice, there's only 3 of us here right now. It's only the 3 of us now. So that obviously caused like a lot of change, but we ended up we got picked up by Tim and Scott at 10th Street Entertainment, and they got us into this studio in LA with Mike Plotnikoff and Howard Benson, and so we were like really blessed to work with them and have that opportunity. But going there and like recording like new Wait for the Day songs, we were like, dang, like this is not like at all what we thought it was going to turn out like, and we were like so confused on what kind of sound we wanted to do. And so coming out of LA, we were like, oh my gosh, we got to figure this out. And so we literally completely rewrote our EP again into like an alternative rock, more rock kind of feel instead of the metalcore thing. So then naturally we were like, okay, let's change this up. Like, so that's when we were like, we need to change our name and like completely start over. Like we're not even, doesn't feel like we're even the same band. There's only 3 of us now.
Like stylistically and like vision wise, it just felt right to just start fresh.
We've had a few groups do that recently, and I think it's nice because you guys can totally do that. You know, like it's refreshing to be able to start again and have a new band name. And it seems like every time we ask, they're almost like apologetic for changing names, but it totally, it feels right for a lot of people to just start over as something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely, yes. And like we're still kind of like a baby band, so it's fine. We can do it now.
Right.
You can do it.
We got better now.
Well, this is, like we mentioned, Outside Our Heart, which starting today, their brand new song, Leper's Bell, will start on RadioU. And then if you hop over to RadioU TV, you can watch the music video for the song, too.
I want to know who has that nice microphone that we see in front of you right now. Like,
this is mine.
Nice.
All the stuff you hear like in Leper's Bell, I was all in this bad boy. We love this microphone.
Tracked everything right in this room, actually. So
okay, so talk to us about that. Like, what kind of a microphone do you like to use?
Yeah, so we actually we used this is a CAD M179. We use this for a lot of vocals. We also use the SM7B a lot. Doug has an SM7B that we use a lot. Great microphone.
It's just the ones that like we've owned for a while too. I mean, we didn't really have like a specific microphone that we wanted to have for the EP. I mean, at least for me, I'm like, if it sounds decent, I'm like, all right, let's go.
Sure.
If it works, it works.
If it works, then we're set. Yeah. But we love being able to record in here in the bedroom and just have a very relaxed, easy feel. Because,
and if we want to like track at like 3 a.m, we can do that.
Whenever we're feeling very gracious in that way, they they tolerate the noise.
Good.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So, okay, we've got Outsider's Heart. What's, aside from like you're working on music, and of course, according to Eric, bands do 3 things. They record music, they tour, and they break up. So you guys aren't going to break up.
Don't have to do that one. It's
you've been
not
recording music. So in this time of like not being able to get out and tour, like what are you guys thinking about for the summer? What are you doing?
So I think we definitely want to put together some streaming shows in some way, whether it's acoustic or full band. We definitely want to take advantage of, working on our online presence as well. So we've just been, working a lot on our marketing, social media wise, taking lots of pictures and just, figuring out how to like the best way to brand stuff. We have a website where you can sign up for an email list. Like we really want to like be more interactive with people who follow us. Really just pushing the online presence of everything. So, I mean, that's really all you can do right now.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys like get out there in front of this to the Wait for the Day fans and say, hey, you guys need to check us out over here?
Yeah. I mean, most of what was Wait for the Day social media wise is what we changed to Outside Our Heart. So a lot of people are like, oh, what the heck? This is a different name, but it's the same dude. So, yeah, I think everyone understood why we were changing our name and everything.
It's been generally well received.
Yeah, it's been well received. Cool. We were a little nervous about it, but for the most part, everyone seems pretty cool.
They've been good. And are you working towards a full project or just going to go song by song for now?
we actually have a full EP recorded. That's 5 songs. And we have a bunch of others like demos that we want to do in the future that are written already, of course. But yeah, we definitely plan on just doing the single game right now because that just seems to be, the best option, especially to get on like Spotify playlists. We just want to like push each song as much as we can, especially since we're like a smaller band still, try to get the most out of each song. So,
well, Outsider Heart would, I assume, appreciate a follow, a like, and make sure you find them on social media. So if you loved them as Wait for the Day, definitely take some time to make sure you're following them all as Outsider Heart, which is now what they're known by.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for getting up and joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having us.
We appreciate y'all so much.
You're listening to The Riot. Let's all work together today to live life with the patience of a Nikki dealing with an Obadiah.
Gotta hang in there and get through it.
You're listening to The Riot.
Nikki, what is this Funfetti cereal?
Michelle sent it to us on Facebook. I don't know if you know this, but I love Funfetti cake.
I actually didn't know that.
If I'm getting a box mix, I'm going to get this one.
Okay.
So now there's a Funfetti.
Doesn't completely surprise me.
It just seems like me, doesn't it? But they have Pillsbury's unveiled a Funfetti cereal that'll be released in August.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, not for a bit.
I was going to say, should we go hunting for this immediately?
Well, you won't find it. So there's been a few other Funfetti breakfast items. Like there's been a pancake mix. Coffee Mate came out with a coffee creamer. Yeah. I saw pictures of that, but never saw it like in the wild. And so this will be the next thing. Cereal, like having more with this, like dessert cereals, things that were cakes or like Twinkies and all that stuff into cereal has been pretty common the last couple of years.
Yeah. And I like the fact that we've really just... It's kind of like eating at Carl's Jr. or Hardee's. You just quit pretending.
It's just what it is. You're just having it all.
You know what you're there for, and you can call it Honey Smacks or whatever, but in reality, you want a bowl of sugar. And they're like, you know what? Here's a bowl of sugar.
I don't even care. You can tell me it's whole grain. I don't care, but it's going to taste like Funfetti.
Yeah, because the first ingredient is whole grain.
It's whole grain. So Pillsbury, again, said that the Funfetti cereal will be released in August.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm just so excited.
Put that on the calendar. Do not let us forget that. I feel like this is too much time, too much notice.
Yeah.
What if we forget by then and we never see it?
No, Nikki, we won't.
You sure? Set a reminder.
I'll tell you what's going to happen is you're going to wake up one morning and just feel like, man, I could eat a box of Funfetti. It's
Wait a minute.
Day.
It's August.
And you'll know, and then we'll go out and get it maybe.
When it comes out.
If we're allowed to go out and get things.
So thanks, Michelle, for sending that to us on our RadioU Riot Facebook page. You can always message us if you find a story like she did that you think we'll enjoy.
Message, text, however you want to get a hold of us. Make sure you take some time because Nikki and I are just in this little lonely padded room. So it's nice to know that the world still exists outside these walls.
It is good to check in with everybody.
Just make sure we're okay.
Yeah!
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I would like to once again abuse my position of privilege here on the radio to push out my question that I need answered. I see that there's a big sale, Nikki, at the Epic Games Store.
Is there now?
I am the typical person who, and you know them, you've maybe even been there, when they walk into a closet it's a walk-in closet, and there are clothes everywhere, and they're just like, I have nothing to wear.
So are you saying your game setup might be similar to that? You've got a ton of games, but nothing you feel like playing?
No, it's real.
Yeah.
It is real. I actually thought this weekend, I don't know what I'm going to do, but one of the things, I haven't played video games all week, want to get a chance to play this weekend. And I was like, yeah, what do you want to play? And I'm like, I don't know.
You want something new or old?
I played all the way through the Division 2 DLC. Played all of it. I finished it up last weekend. And I started their seasons content and don't care for it very much. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. But
let's get you something new.
Well, I've thought about it. And one of the things that I was eyeballing a little bit, and I can't make up my mind, is Red Dead Redemption 2.
That one.
I didn't play the other one.
Yeah.
I know Eric, he played it some, didn't he?
He did. He loved it.
Oh, he did?
I think he loved it. He played it a lot.
Nah, that's not necessarily the same thing.
Sometimes you just want to finish it.
Sometimes. But I'm just curious because the reviews for it are astronomically high.
Yeah.
Like people just.
Well,
but
how long since it's been out?
Oh, it's old. Like it's like a year or maybe even 2 years old.
That's about right. Should hop into it now.
Well, you know what's happening? New games aren't coming out. So I find myself, if there's a game that I've skipped over, I found myself going back to and kind of giving them a shot, right? This is no exception.
You already have it, or?
You know what? It's on Xbox Game Pass this month, and then it's also on sale on the PC. Now, of course, you'll get a superior experience on the PC.
Well, why don't you go for that?
That's what I'm thinking about, but I just want to know. To me, when people talk about it, and it just sounded like work. They're like, yeah, I had to go gather firewood for the camp, and I'm like, oh, gosh.
Hey, you wanted to go camping last couple of weeks.
I thought about it.
This is just like that, but virtual.
But I look at it, I'm like, yeah, gathering fire. I'm gathering firewood at home. Like, what? Why do I want to do that virtually in the camp? So
you could say that with a lot of games. Though.
I could.
I mean,
know.
It's no different.
I know. So I'm just throwing it out there. Either A, is Red Dead Redemption 2 worth my time? And I don't know the answer. You just tell me. 8772-RADIO-U. Or B, is there something else you're like, oh, Obadiah, you should play this? The other thing I was looking at is a game called Tetris Effect, which is a Tetris game, but it's wildly reimagined and supposed to be amazing in VR. And I thought, maybe I'll give that a shot.
Well, you got some options.
Yeah, so let me know what you think. 8772-RADIO-U. You control my weekend.
It's like you get to choose which way he's going to go. It's a choose your adventure.
Oh, it totally is. But choose my adventure.
Is it healthy eating so many snacks, chips, and Oreos every single morning? No, of course not. But they do it for you.
Too many guys got the stomach for this line of work.
That's real love. It's The Riot on Radio U.
So I asked whether I should play Red Dead Redemption 2 or if I should play something else. Franklin says I should play...
For the weekend. You're trying to find an older game.
There's a little something to do. Franklin says I should check out Rush VR on the PlayStation Store. It's on sale. It's skydiving with a wingsuit.
That could be fun.
Yeah. Let's see. Jason says Red Dead Redemption is excellent, very time consuming. If you have the time, it's well worth it. And I asked him if it was just, oh my gosh, I'm so wasting my time. And he was like, no, it's a lot of fun.
It's good.
Sean says I should play Kerbal Space Program. That's where you design
Space thing?
Yes.
Space shuttle?
It's like you run a space program, and I think the ultimate goal is to get your people to the moon. But it's supposed to be really difficult, but also fun. Let's see. Corey says if you played the first one, you'll love the second one, which I borrowed Eric's, played it for 10 minutes, and then was like, I'm totally getting back to this. And then I just kept it for 2 years.
Hey, this is your weekend.
Could be. Patrick says, have you tried the remastered Master Chief Collection? That's a Halo thing. It's 100 times better than the previous one. I've been playing Halo for weeks. They did just bring Halo 2 to the PC. I saw that. And, with that Game Pass, you just be downloading stuff. Download. That's the smart play. You're already paying for that stupid service. Dig in there.
What is that? You're enjoying it at least.
You're already paying for that fine service that is in reality a great value.
Okay, because I hope you wouldn't be paying for it each month if you just think it's stupid.
I think everything's stupid. Just something I like.
Especially, I don't know why, but just at the end of the week, everything becomes more stupid. It's not like it really is. It's just, I think this is all we can take. Okay. And then you're getting into the weekend, and then it'll be better, and you recharge.
Yeah, that could be true. Adam says Contra Alien Wars for the Super Nintendo. That's going to be some effort getting that out. Angela says, I hated the horse controls in Red Dead. You should play Skyrim.
The older game?
Yeah, that's like...
You spent a lot of time on that one.
It's like 400 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong.
That's the one that had the amazing music, right? It was just quite a soundtrack.
Yeah, it did.
I just remember Eric played a lot of that game.
A lot of people did, Nikki.
Yeah, you put some time into it.
A lot of people did.
You might be thinking that this won't be quite as bad the second time around. Well, you'd be greatly mistaken. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki and I would just like you to know that the following is very disturbing.
There's just so many layers to this.
And so if you
you're like, I really want to hear something disturbing, then all right.
If you're easily bothered by Taco Bell stories, I just want you to know.
This is not Taco Bell's fault. This is someone else who has a real problem.
No, see, I feel like Taco Bell is finally getting what they had coming.
No way.
Okay.
This is in Georgia.
In Georgia, Richmond County Sheriff's Department gets a phone call at 11:45 p.m. on Friday.
The time seems about right.
The time
it's
is
an
important.
evening thing. It is.
It is not something that's going to happen at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's not a daytime problem.
11:45 p.m. So they head out to the Taco Bell on Peach Orchard Road, and employees say that he opened the window for, tacos.
Yeah.
And then the window was still open. The car rolls past. Someone leans out of the passenger window. And are you ready?
Yeah.
Because here it comes.
All right. Wait. Okay, we're ready.
They have a bottle
Let's
full.
use the numbers.
They have a bottle full of number 1 and number 2.
Oh, thank you. It's better with that.
A bottle full of number, and they lean out and pour it out on the drive-through.
They squeeze it.
They squeeze it and then throw the bottle at the guy.
So it seems like 1 or 2 employees got hit by the mixture.
Mm-hmm. And
they had to close the restaurant down after that happened. I mean, it opened the next day.
Well,
but
at least there's that.
They had to close early because of the contamination.
Yeah.
So the lady was between 18 and 25. They're looking for her. They'd like to find her.
They would. She was in a white tank top and glasses, which that narrows it down.
So if you're in Augusta and you're like, oh my gosh.
Look there.
That looks like you. They have her on, they have the security footage. Like they can see.
They do. I mean, and that photo's good enough that somebody could find her.
The one thing I can't tell is like all the fast food places now have the screen, like the plexi, like the
I don't think this one.
thing?
I don't think this one does.
I think
they do in our neighborhood,
but you can go under. So I wasn't sure if because she really leaned out and squirted it out onto them. But I just can't tell by the picture.
Yeah. The thing that Nikki and I discussed off air that has been to me the more I've thought about it, like how rough it is like
how do you do this? You can't buy these bottles. How do you
cannot buy a bottle like that. Well, maybe you can. Well,
Does
let's
this
say
mean
you
that
can't.
the lady in the back seat just couldn't hold it or something, or they think this is funny?
How did this didn't just happen.
Mm-hmm.
This didn't just happen. This was premeditated. They had to fill that bottle. And how did they get
I don't even know.
a funnel?
I don't know.
All right. How did you do that? How? And then
I'm not even going to Google. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. It's just a question we're putting out there in the air.
Then you had to put the lid back on the bottle. Then you had to drive. This is your car. You put this in your car.
Well, she's the passenger, so I
don't
maybe
care
she doesn't
still.
care.
And then I don't feel like the person driving the car could have not known, And then they're like, hey, we're going to do this at Taco Bell.
Sure. Did they get their food or did they just go through and fake order?
Don't have the answer to that.
They didn't say that.
Don't know.
I feel bad for the guys that got in the splash zone.
The only thing I can think is that they got their food and they were returning it.
Maybe. Oh, jeez, so bad. It's so bad. I hate when I hear these stories.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that. I just can't.
I mean, I'm imagining it right now.
Don't imagine it.
And I mean,
It's just a shame, and I feel embarrassed for the people, and you can't recover from this, nor can the store really, because it's always going to be known in the news as this store.
Well, the moral of the story is we shouldn't be going to Taco Bell anyway. So, I mean, I feel safe about it.
A quick text message if anybody else agrees, though. But they have this Frito thing I tried the other day. It's the Frito burrito. It's really good. It's really good. So, I mean, we don't want to go, but we still go. It's really good.
The Frito burrito's bringing you back?
That?
What do you think?
Come on.
No.
You've not tried it?
No.
Oh, it's super good.
No.
It's got Fritos in it.
True says, and it's only $1.
That's really good and cheap. So that's why we go, okay? We don't want to, but that's why we go. Not for this stuff.
The Riot Radio U.
So, Nikki, I was thinking about something. I've been complaining about the fact that I just am not doing really well, lacking structure when it comes to exercise, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, we've been in the stay at home, the safer at home, the no health club sort of thing for
this is the 10th week.
A good amount of time to where it's just starting to, if you want to get back into something, but we just can't, I feel like we're starting to crumble a bit.
Yeah. So one of the things I was looking at is something called the Savage Race. They do something they call Savage Anywhere. And it actually came my way because of one of the people that helps us organize the RadioU 5K. They are actually doing this. And so what you get is they give, I don't know that they're daily workouts. But, okay, let me just read it to you. It goes like this. You have 4 weeks starting the day after you sign up to complete a challenge. You must complete 14 challenges within 28 days, which is about 3.5 workouts per week. Each challenge includes a race option, which makes it harder, or a blitz option, which makes it easier. You keep a workout log, share your results and workout photos in the syndicate, which is like their online thing. At the end of the challenge, they tell you which medal and T-shirt you earned, and then they will send you the T-shirt. So basically, it's as I understand it, it's like a 30-day
workout program.
Right.
And it's called Savage Anywhere.
Savage Anywhere.
It looks good. What's the word? They used to have a bunch, but not as many anymore. The Tough Mudders, is that it?
Yeah.
It looks like one of those, like they would have those races normally.
Yeah.
But obviously you can't have one in person right now, so it's their virtual version.
Yeah. I was thinking, like,
you want a program? Would that be helpful?
Yeah, and it's not that expensive, though. I would kind of like to know.
You can do it all for free, but if you want the finishing shirt and the medal, then you pay.
Oh, okay.
So everything else, it seems like you can complete the challenge for free, they say. However, if you pay $35, you get the finisher shirt and the medal, and then your completion counts towards the Savage Syndicate, and you're helping them as a company.
So the Anywhere One workouts. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll give that a shot, because I mean, I'll just say, like, I've been talking about it a lot. You don't even know. The struggle is real.
You need to do something, or you want to do something.
The struggle is real. So maybe this is a thing. It's savagerace.com. So I didn't realize the workouts are free, but if you want, you can pay.
What sort of workouts, though?
Well, like Challenge 1, Palace. They've got an equipment version or a non-equipment version. So if you had equipment, it would be 2 single dumbbell reverse lunges. Oh, wow. Okay. As many rounds as possible in 6 minutes. Woo! Okay.
All right. That'll work.
So it's a 6. I've done workouts like this before where it's like, all right, you have 6 minutes and you're going to work out the entire time.
Oh, no break.
Yeah. So let's see. That's 2 single dumbbell reverse lunges, 20 double unders, 4 single dumbbell reverse lunges, 20 double unders, 6 single dumbbell reverse, 20 double unders, continue and add 2 reverse lunges per round. So you keep going up, 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 up. Dude,
does this sound fun, or does it sound like too much?
You collapse at the end of that.
Well, that's what you need. You need that for a good workout.
Maybe. Like, you know what? I'm going to look at that because I need something.
So 30 days?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. If you're lucky.
That's a maybe.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
Hey guys, did you get the memo? America's opening back up.
Well, it's starting to. But I feel bad if you're in an area that's not. There's such a difference between certain places.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's kind of hard to know. It just depends on where you are.
Now, there's still restrictions.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what, I know it's their job, so I don't want to be too hard on them, but I do love the government officials that are just like, you can go out, but don't forget your coat.
But it's your mask.
And your gloves and your hat. And if I come out there and you do not have your coat on, you are coming inside.
It does feel like that.
Okay? You are. And I mean, there have been times in my life where I'm like, I hate wearing a coat so much I'm not even going outside. And that's where I am right now with Disney. You know, Nikki, the Magic Kingdom wants to invite you back to experience the happiest place on earth. But if you don't wear your coat and your hat and your gloves,
you're not coming in.
You are not coming in.
I was glad I went to Disney at Christmas time.
Yes.
And I was glad that was then and not sometime now. So it worked out.
Yeah, it did. So here's the idea. Apparently, Disney Springs, which is what they used to call downtown Disney.
It's the shopping restaurant area. It is not Disney World. That is still staying closed, and they have no news on that. But Disney Springs will be opening in Orlando on May 20th.
And you got to wear a mask?
They said that they have masks provided, and there'll be like hand sanitizer stations. They're going to take temperatures and stuff. Everybody's going to be behind the plastic stuff, and like if you're at a restaurant or buying food, you have to swipe your own card. If you're buying something, you cannot hand it anymore.
Are you willing to do all that to go back to Disney Springs? Because essentially, Disney Springs is an outdoor mall.
It is. It's very fun.
It's a great place.
Lots of restaurants.
It really is.
It's got my Sprinkles ATM for my cupcake thing. Yeah, it's fine. I think that's going to be how every place turns into.
Yeah,
if you get your hair done, if you do this, if you do that, it's all going to be this way. So, yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, so you're in?
I would be, yeah.
All right.
It's usually a mess.
Okay, we're going then.
It's a mess to get in there a lot of nights. So I'm wondering
also true.
How busy would it be with it just opening up? If everyone's just going to be happy to be able to go back or what?
I don't know. As you said a few minutes ago, it really does depend on where you live, where people are on this. I think there are some parts of the country where you could reopen the mall or the whatever and no one is going. And then you could... Then in other regions, you could reopen it, and they're crawling all over each other, coughing in each other's mouths.
It's different.
Yeah.
But for Disney Springs, the restaurants would all have to do the restaurant things. You have to still physically distance.
Right.
And then the shopping would have to do the same thing. The movie theater's probably not open, and then they have just other little fun things to do.
Right.
But other than that, it's really just, you're just going to go eat there.
Yeah. Well, now let's not downplay eating.
It could be fun. You're right. But it's not like you're going to Disney. It's not like you're going to the theme park.
You're right. I did start this by saying Magic Kingdom, but it's really the mall.
I would definitely go through all that to be able to go and ride the rides and do the whole Disney World thing, but that's not opening right now.
It's not.
So this is just to go to Disney Springs to enjoy what's there.
Yeah. Well, and you'd say you're going to go? You would go?
Yeah, if I was there.
You know, the malls around here are opening. Are you going to go?
No. I don't think so.
Here's what that means. If you lived in Orlando...
You probably aren't wanting to go.
You're not.
Nah.
You wouldn't. If you lived in Orlando and they said, hey, we're going to open Disney Springs, you'd be like, nah.
That's just for tourists. I only went to Disney Springs when I would go there as a trip, but I don't normally go to the mall anyways.
Nah. That's the real answer.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
Asking the hard questions about you and your video game addiction.
Sounds like a news report.
Yeah, it is. So join us tonight at 5:30 when Nikki and I unveil the addiction that might be in your own home.
The addiction conviction, where we go through like the top 10 things.
Mm-hmm. So here's what I'm looking at. According to this study, I'm trying to find where it was published, done by Brigham Young University. They are saying that as high as 1 in 10 video game players could have video game addiction.
So then how many would that be, though, out of, like, at first I thought you'd say 1 in 10 people, but they're saying 1 in 10 video game players.
Right. But, like, I mean, that could be anything from Fortnite, which, man, like, go on YouTube and find some videos of kids being forced to stop playing Fortnite.
That'll fill your weekend.
It's almost enough to make you never want to play video games again. You're like, I'm out.
A lot of us that don't do console gaming but do mobile gaming don't realize you're more of a gamer than someone who plays on a console.
That's actually what I was going to say is, and you can stand in judgment, but let's take a look at people when you take away their farm or their match 3 or their, I don't know what the heck people are playing now, but whatever. The thing that your mom is playing. Your mom might be a whale for all you know.
It's a gaming term. It's a gambling thing.
A whale is somebody who spends huge amounts of money on mobile games.
Yeah. She might be. Don't ever tell her that because you're probably going to get just.
You should go home and ask her, Mom, are you a whale? You don't look like a whale.
Yeah, don't do that.
But
you know what?
could
That wouldn't be a start to a good weekend now, would it?
Could be.
We're not going to.
Maybe your mom, you know what? It's going to be tough. But, Nikki, sometimes, especially with addiction, things are going to get harder before they get easier.
Oh, yeah, right.
So you got to start.
Just being called a whale wouldn't be nice. But then when you also find out what it means, it's still not nice.
So it's things that they found that kind of emerge in people who have a video game addiction. Depression, anxiety. I got those. Aggression. Shut up!
He's fine.
It's fine. Delinquency. No, I pretty much show up.
Is that what, like being tardy? Or?
Tardy, or basically delinquency is like not doing what you're supposed to do.
Because you're still playing the game.
Right. Empathy. I mostly have that. Pro-social behavior. That's when you don't spend time with people, you don't hang out, whatever.
Well, that's not our fault now. We can shift that blame.
That's the government. The government. Shyness, sensory reactivity. I'm not sure what they mean by that. Financial stress, meaning that you'll just spend the money and you don't care.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And problematic cell phone use, like your whale of a mom that won't stop playing with her phone.
Stop using that term.
Is that bad?
It is.
It feels a little bad.
But I think you have to realize that, older people in your life might have more of a problem with gaming than we do.
You know what? I like the idea of us shifting the blame.
And if you want us to tell them that, then we can be here for you and do that. But do it until, if you had to come back home for the stay-at-home and stuff, don't do it now. When you get back out and things are more normal, everybody's so stressed, no one needs to hear this.
Hey, Riot, this is my mom's number. Could you call her and
just yell whale into it?
You stinking whale!
And never have to look it up.
And then she's like, I did spend a few $1,000s last month on this cell phone game I like.
I guess I am.
But check out the outfit I got for my avatar. It's very nice. What's the point of all this money if you can't be happy?
Oh, gosh. Is that where the stimulus money went?
Oh, yeah, it did. It went all the way to, who are the people? I don't even know. Name a company that does the thing.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
Dudes, who wants to wear masks? Am I right? They're for a bunch of Nancy Pamby wimps. Who cares? Let me tell you something. I don't need you taking away my freedom and covering this face.
Now, before you get all upset at Obi, does it sound like he's being serious or is he not?
I'm actually looking at a report from Middlesex University, London in the UK, and the Mathematical Science Research Institute in Berkeley, California. Keeping in mind that the sample size is only about 3,000 people, here's what they have found. As men, yeah, I'm a man. We are less likely to wear a mask.
Than women?
In public.
Huh?
And they say that if we do, we are more likely to experience negative emotions and feel a social stigma.
Yeah.
Because we think wearing a mask is a sign of weakness and fear. And so they are saying men, especially younger men, are a particularly weak spot in the prevention chain. That's a new
term.
Oh, or that's your band now. Prevention chain.
Sounds like it could work.
I mean, come on. Or, if not a band, it's definitely a song.
It's something.
Yeah. And so they're saying, hey, guys, you should wear masks. Now, one of the things that I did think was funny in the write-up is that, here it is. With regard to gender, it has been postulated that women are generally less willing to take risks and thus more compliant with preventive behavior.
So does this count with masks? I know a lot of guys who wear bandanas or...
I think it would count as anything.
It all
any
counts?
Kind of a face covering.
So not like the medical masks?
Yeah, that I would say that anything at this point would count. I thought the fact that they referred to women as being less willing to take risks was interesting because you could write that sentence another way. Women are smart enough to minimize
the potential of a risk.
Yeah, there are a lot of different ways that you could potentially look at that.
I don't mind wearing a mask when I'm out in public and everybody else is. So you just, you're going along with the the herd. I mean, that's kind of how it is. I just really dislike when we're doing meetings and stuff. And if you have people in, it's really hard to work. And it shows, like, for everybody else who's had to been of wearing them, they are uncomfortable. It's hard to wear them for a long amount of time.
They're uncomfortable. I find them
it's hard to breathe in them sometimes.
I think it's hard to breathe. I mean, it's not impossible to breathe, but it is an extra layer of difficulty there you're not used to. And I'll have to say, I sometimes feel dumb because I wear a mask. I've been wearing one into various locations. And yes, I'm just going to tell you up front right now, I think there's probably a decent argument to be made for whether or not they help. CDC started this mess by saying, hey, they don't help. Mm-hmm. There's no point in wearing them. Now we've backpedaled and said, yes, there is, because, it prevents you from spreading disease. It may not help keep you from getting it. You know what? That's fine. I'm willing to wear a mask just in case I'm a silent carrier. I don't want to be that guy that's out there spreading it. But a lot of it just comes down to I'm a sheep and I'm willing to follow directions.
Thank you for doing that.
And you know what? It's fine. But I did a Craigslist meetup yesterday.
Yeah.
I wore a mask. The guy didn't. And I was like, man, this guy thinks I'm so stupid. I felt so dumb standing there.
You didn't shake hands, did you?
No.
Okay.
But I still wore my mask. It's got red on it, like the band.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
Oh, is that a remix?